Let me make sure. Let me make sure. And now I will also record. Great. If you're all ready, I think we're ready to roll. So, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this session on Ananda Yoga. Just a few words to introduce Ananda Yoga in case it's the first time you are practicing. Ananda Yoga is a beautiful form of Hatha Yoga, the traditional postures you may be familiar with. And its particularity is that with each posture, there is an affirmation. An affirmation, such as in the tree pose, we will affirm mentally, I am calm, I am poised. And these affirmations are meant to enhance the impact of the posture, because every body posture has an incidence on how we're feeling. So if I'm like this and I tell you I'm super happy, you might not be convinced. If I'm like this and I tell you I'm super depressed, doesn't work either. And actually the affirmations and the body postures work together to help us enter in a state of being. And a beautiful aspect of this type of yoga is that we can go through a journey, we can tell a story through the session, throughout the practice. And today I would offer that we can make a journey around overcoming fear, overcoming anxiety. We're in very particular times, very tense, a lot of unknowns. And so how do we overcome this sense of fear and anxiety? This is something we can explore together. And as a little introduction, I would like to just tell a little story, a little fable, which takes place in India. And a village is all of a sudden prey to a disease. Many people are getting sick and are dying. And the villagers go to a great sage in the village and ask him for help. So this sage goes into the forest, meditates deeply, and manages to contact the kind of spirit there that is somehow associated with this disease. And the sage asks him, but what is happening? Why are these people dying? You have to do something. You can't let this happen. And the spirit explains, this is the karma of the village, the karma of these people. They have to go through it. But I assure you, only 5 more people will die. So the sage goes back to the village, shares the story. The days pass, but 15 people die. So he goes back to the forest, meditates, calls upon the spirit and says, wait a minute, you had said 5. And the spirit responded, I only took 5. The other 10 died out of fear. So this is something maybe very important for these days, is that we have a lot of suffering going on in the world because of the virus, because of COVID. But there's also a lot of suffering because of fear. And that's maybe something we can do something about, at least at our level. And why? How? Well, fear is something that often occurs when we can't control things. We're very unsettled. So one aspect where yoga can help us is to find that space of inner stability and grounding where we can just relax and accept that some things are out of our control. But what we can control is the sense of going in and grounding ourselves in a space of security. And I hope some of the postures we do together today can help us reach that space. Another way we can overcome fear is becoming aware of what happens inside. Fear tends to contract us inside, contract the chest, contract here in the stomach. Well, through the yoga, we can do postures that open up the chest in the way we breathe, in the way we stretch. We can make that space, and that also helps to overcome fear. And finally, the use of affirmations, you will see, can also provide some support. So with this, I invite you to start our practice. And we can start with a breathing exercise, which does exactly what I was just saying, which is about opening the chest. Let me first take off my sweater because we will get a little bit hotter. And let's get ready. You can be seated on a cushion. I actually invite you, to take a cushion or a folded blanket. We also might be needing a blanket later on in the session, so it's good to have something nearby. If you don't worry about it. It'll be just fine. So sit comfortably on a cushion. If this is not so comfortable, you may prefer to be like this, seated on your heels. And make sure you have a straight back. You can bring your hands in prayer pose like this in front of your chest. Then take a deep breath in through the nose, making sure you're breathing all the way down in your abdomen, ribs, and chest. And then as you breathe out, you stretch your arms forward. You're intertwining your hands, your fingers, and pushing forward. And then breathing in, going up with your arms, making sure your shoulders don't do this, but stay down. And as you breathe out, open up to the sides and come behind your back. Clasp your hands again, like this, and breathe in, and breathe like this as you stretch and breathe out. Big circle around you. We're going to do this a few more times. So again, close your eyes, breathe in deeply. Palms in front of the heart, and breathe out. Stretching your hands, palms facing forward. Breathe in, come up. Keeping your shoulders relaxed. Breathe out. Big circle until you intertwine your hands behind your back. And breathe in, stretch back. And then breathe out. One more time. Deeper the breath, the more space you can make. Breathe out. Really feeling the space grow between your shoulder blades. Breathe in, come up. Breathe out, expanding the space in and around you. And as you breathe out, breathe in. Stretching back, really making space in your chest and coming back and forth. Let's do one more in silence in your own rhythm. Breathing in the back. And after the last out breath, you can keep your eyes closed, placing your hands on your thighs. And just think of a situation or a feeling you may have right now where you're anxious and fearful. See yourself in that situation and just pose the intention of dissolving this fear through your practice. And already starting through your breathing to let space for a more peaceful feeling to emerge. And I invite you to open your eyes, and we can do a little warm-up exercises before going into the postures per se. Let's stay in this position. You can actually let your left arm out. I'm going to do it in mirror pose. Right arm out. The other arm goes underneath your elbow, and then you can pull to the side like this. And feel a very nice stretch in the shoulder blade. Making sure your shoulder doesn't come up like this, but it stays down. And breathe. Using the breath even to breathe into the back of the shoulder. And breathe out. Release. Let's do the other side. Stretch out your arm. Other one goes below. You're kind of clasping your elbow and then bringing your arm forward and creating a big stretch in the shoulder blade. Making sure your shoulder is going down, stays relaxed. And use your breath in the abdomen, ribs and chest to enhance the stretch. Chest, ribs, abdomen. And release. Now let's go on all fours. And we're going to, if it's uncomfortable for you to be sitting on your heel, you can put a cushion between your heels and your buttocks. Otherwise, just bend forward and stretch your arms out far, far, far in front of you. You're breathing in, lengthening the spine as you breathe in. You can put your head down with your forehead to the floor, breathing and lengthening the space in your spine and shoulders. And then as you breathe out, you let your hands where they are. And just feel how as you breathe out, naturally it increases the stretch. Again, breathe in, walking your hands far away from your body. Let your hands where they are and down. One last time. And then walk your hands over to the left side. And feel a nice long stretch in the right side of your body. And again, breathing and lengthening by pulling your hands, walking your hands far, far, far away. And breathe out. One more time. And walk over to the other side. And again, feeling the stretch, breathing in, lengthening the flank. Letting your hands where they are as you breathe out, and let the breath do its work in terms of stretching further. And again, one last breath. And walk back to the center. And gently come up on all fours. And place your hands a little bit in front so that they're a little bit ahead of your shoulders. You can tuck your toes, bend your knees, come up on all fours, and start pressing your abdomen towards the thighs. And it's kind of like downward facing dog, but initially keep your knees folded, a bit bent. And stretch, lengthen, lengthen, lengthen your spine by pushing against the floor, especially pressing on your index and thumb. And then press your left heel down. And hold for a couple of breaths. Really stretching the left heel. And then release, and then press the right heel down. Continuing to lengthen the spine and the hands and the arms. And now both heels are pressed down. And don't worry, go as far as it's comfortable for you. Always listen to your body. It likes a stretch, but it doesn't like pain. So find the right balance. You might choose to bend your knees a little bit if it's too much. And then walk your hands towards your feet towards your hands. Let your head dangle a bit there. Your knees can be soft. You can clasp your elbows and let your head dangle. Everything goes down except the shoulders. They stay a bit far from the ears. And let the breath help relax and take some of the weight off of your back. And now bend your knees and roll up one vertebra at a time. With the shoulders last and feeling already the impact of this stretch. Place your hands on your shoulders, legs make nice big circles in one direction and then in the other. Open up your legs a little bit. Place your hands on your hips, on your and then strengthen the back. You arch it a little bit. And now let's make circles very gently around your base, really stretching the back. And now in the other direction. Not forgetting to breathe. And now stretching a bit in one side, not completely bending. You're just more lengthening the spine to the side. And then in the other direction. Again here. There. And here. And there. Okay. You can stretch out your hands. You can clasp them so that you're pushing the inside of your palms up. Breathe in, lengthen the spine, and as you breathe out, turn towards the left side. Just the top of your body. This part stays facing me. Twisting, then come back. And to the other side. Breathe in, come back. Lengthen, breathe out. Left. And then again. And right. Okay. And hands come down. And let's get ready for our postures now. We're going to start with Garudasana, the position of the eagle. Very powerful animal, the eagle, but always very serene. Let me show you the position first, and then we go into it. You're going to bend your left knee, put your right around, and then this is what it will look like. If this is too difficult, you can also place your hand like this on your shoulders. Let's go into it step by step. So place your weight on your left leg, and we're going to bend the knee a little, bend the knee, and then wrap your right leg around it so that the thighs are super squeezed. As you do that, you want to make sure that your hips are not falling like this, but that they're nice, parallel to the floor. And you can place your right toe on the floor to help keep your balance. If you're comfortable, you can also lift it up. Open up your wings, bend your left arm. It's the same arm as the leg, the side of the leg you're standing on. And the other arm goes under and around. Try to have a 90-degree angle with your arms, keeping your shoulders down. If it's too hard to put your hands around one another, they can be back to back, or like this, like this. Find what is right for you. And when you're in the right posture, just breathe into it. Breathe into it in the abdomen, ribs and chest, chest, ribs, abdomen. Relaxing the shoulders with every breath. Feeling the expansion in the back of your chest. Which is another place where fear can be lodged. So by breathing into it, we're releasing it. Feeling strong and secure like an eagle. And as you sense your strength and stability, you can affirm, at the heart of life's storms, I stand serene. And then when you're ready to come out, open up your wings, straighten your leg, and come back in the mountain pose, which is your feet are parallel, hips distance apart, abdomen slightly tucked in, shoulders relaxed, chin a little bit tucked in to align your neck with your spine. And feel, where is your body awakened? Maybe the left leg is vibrant. Maybe there is more space in your chest. Breathe into those sensations and let them expand with strength and inner expansion. And bend your right knee now. We're going to go to the other side. Bring your weight on the right knee. On the right leg, bend the knee. Wrap your left leg tightly around, placing, if you need, your toe, but all the weight is on the right leg, making sure your hips are nice and parallel, that your knee is nicely bent below, and then open your wings, bend the right arm, the left arm goes under and around, or here, whichever is best. Tuck in your abdomen, and breathe. Breathe into your feet, your foot, your whole leg. Really feeling how the breath and the power of your leg carry you up. And see how you're wrapped up in your wings. You can imagine strong winds blowing around you, and yet inside you are still. Cultivate this inner stillness by affirming mentally, at the heart of life's storms, I stand serene. Open up your wings, rise elegantly. The way we come in and out of postures is as important as the posture itself. And come back in your mountain pose, feeling yourself as secure and strong as the mountain. Still in the storm. Find that place inside where you feel safe and serene. And by focusing on that little inner place, make it expand. And overcoming fears often entails surrendering. So we're going to surrendering to what we can't control, but also going to that place where we know that all will be fine. So let's do a position like this. We're going to do a forward bend, and we can go in it together. This is going to be a simple forward bend, which we go into two phases. We'll start there, and then we'll slowly go down. So starting in the mountain pose with feet more or less hips distance apart. Bring your legs, your arms up, 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 keeping your shoulders nice and down, abdomen tucked in. Breathe in, lengthen the spine, breathe out, go down until you reach a 90-degree angle. You can then place your hands on your buttocks and breathe and lengthen. And as you go down, you breathe out, you can go down from the hips, keeping a straight back. Initially, the back is straight. Breathe and lengthen. Breathe out, go down. Tuck in the abdomen, that helps. Breathe in, lengthen, breathe out, go down. And then again. Until then you release everything. The hands can go all the way down to the floor or wherever they reach. Every point is fine. Knees are soft. You might even want to bend them a little bit if it's more comfortable. But you're trying to lengthen, and you can push into the floor, and that brings your coccyx up. And then release the upper body. You can clasp your toes with your index, your big toes with the index if that feels fine. And just surrender. Surrender in the comfort that you know you are grounded in yourself. You are solid on your legs. And so you can let go of the rest. And the affirmation in this posture is, nothing in this world can hold me back, can hold me down. Inside I am all expansive. Take another deep breath to increase the stretch, increase the surrender. And then bend your knees and be ready to roll up one vertebra at a time. Open the shoulders. You can keep your chin tucked for a bit to make sure you're not dizzy. And then lift up your head. Come back in the mountain pose. And feel the space in your upper body. There's a little bit of relief when we relinquish control and just ground ourselves in what is and in ourselves. And to another way, so to overcome fear is to welcome energies that are its opposite. in particular joy and energy. And that's what we're going to do in the triangle pose. Now the triangle pose, let me show it to you, is this one, right? And this is the last stage. We'll go into it slowly. So to start in this position, you open your feet hips distance above, more or less the length of one of your legs. You have to feel a nice stretch, but not too much. You open your left foot in outwards. The right foot is aligned with the left foot so that the left heel comes to the middle of the right foot. And your right foot, you don't want to be sticking out like that, you'd hurt your knee. You want to tuck it in so there's a little bit of an angle. But your hips are facing forward, your leg is nice and strong, and the bend doesn't come from bending from the top, it comes from sliding the hips to the side. So you're basically letting your left hip go down, the right hip go up, the body remains straight. Stretch out your arms like this, and you're stretching. Imagine somebody pulling you over here, and then you just put the arms down like this, making sure your hips are straight and you're really opening up, not falling forward, opening up. Reach into the sky with the right arm without tensing the shoulder and push it down. And if it's comfortable, you can tuck in your chin and look up, only if it's fine for your cervicals. Otherwise, just look forward. And there's no weight here, you're not pressing against anything. You're just really holding yourself for the strength of your legs and upper body. This is a very expansive position. You're pushing in your legs and pushing up in this direction and up in that direction and stretching with your arms. And it has a beautiful affirmation. Energy and joy flood my body cells. Joy descends upon me. Energy and joy flood my body cells. Joy descends upon me. When you want to come out, bend your left leg. Breathe, pull yourself up with the right arm. You can open up your arms a bit. And come back into mountain pose. And breathe. Your knees are soft, your body is long. And once more, repeat the affirmation. And you can repeat it by focusing in a part of your body where you felt fear was lodged, maybe your abdomen or your stomach or your heart. Just go there and affirm instead. Energy and joy flood my body cells. Joy descends upon me. And now let's do the other side. So you open your legs and open the right foot. Tuck in the left foot so that your knee and your toes are basically aligned. Your thigh on the right leg is nice and strong. And then you let your right hip slide down. Stretch your arms in either direction. Really feeling a nice opening between the hips. Stretch out and then let the arms go down. Making sure you're not falling forward with opening. You can also push your hips a little bit forward. And enjoy the stretch, making sure your shoulders not tense but push down. If it's comfortable for your neck, tuck your chin and look up. And breathe. In your abdomen, ribs and chest, chest, ribs, abdomen. With every breath, really feeling what this affirmation is telling you. Energy and joy flood my body cells. Joy descends upon me. Your arm is like an antenna, capturing the spring sunshine, capturing the birds singing, all of this trickling down into your being. And bring your head back to the center, bend your right knee, pull yourself up with the left arm, and open up. And come back. In the mountain pose, closing your eyes. And feel, maybe you feel like little energy bubbles popping everywhere in your body, where you feel more alive in your legs, in your chest. And let's try to do something a little bit subtle. When we're in the posture, we're sending the energy outwards into our limbs, into our arms, into our legs. And now I invite you to bring all this vibrancy deep in your core. And the way to do that is very simple. You just focus on your spine. Focus on your spine as if you're inviting all this vibrancy in your core. And that's the safe place. That's the space where nothing can touch you, nothing can harm you. And you want to expand that space by focusing on it. And behind closed eyes, you can also look up, focusing on the point between your eyebrows, which is the spiritual eye. A place where you feel inner peace. And by again focusing there, you're bringing energy to that space of inner peace. Gently open your eyes, and we're going to go to the floor now for a few floor postures. We're going to start with a forward bend on the floor. You can take either a cushion or a folded blanket and sit on the edge of it. That helps going into the forward bend. And if you feel that going straight like this might be too difficult, you can take a rolled blanket or cushion and put it under your knees like this. That's completely fine. You don't want to overstretch it because you risk hurting your lower back. So to go into it, let's bring our arms up like we did when we were standing up. You lengthen the spine, and as you breathe out, you go down with a flat back. Initially, you don't want to bend directly like this. Try to stay with a straight back, even if you're not going down much. It's completely fine. Breathe in, lengthen, breathe out, go down from the hips. Breathe in, lengthen, go down. You can bring your arms to either side. Lengthen, go down. Again, you can soften the knees if it's too much. Lengthen the spine, go down. And then release with the next out breath. Letting your head fall towards your shoulder, towards your knees. And relax. And use your breath to alleviate any tensions. It might be behind your knee. Fear tends to be lodged behind the knees because it's the fight or flight. And that's why the adrenaline can stuck up there. So by stretching here or releasing this energy of fear, and you might also feel it in the shoulders. Just relax, relax. And the affirmation that goes with this posture is, I am safe, I am sound. All good things come to me and give me peace. I am safe. I am sound. All good things come to me and give me peace. And when you're ready, you can slowly roll up and just stay seated up like this for a moment, eyes closed, and let this sense of comfort and safety just seep in. And explore what it can mean to bring that space of safety with you all the time. Really feel it with you all the time. And one of the reasons we are usually afraid is because we're worried about the future. But if we're the wise people say, if you're in the present moment, there's nothing to worry about. So it's very difficult for many of us, including myself, but there's a posture that helps us. It's the royal pigeon pose. This is what the posture looks like. We can start in downward facing dog, bring the knee forward, and this is the final posture. We'll go in it together. So to start, you can be on 4 legs. You can go up in downward facing dog. Bend your left knee and bring your left knee towards your left wrist and lengthen the right leg behind you. You want your hips to be parallel, such that if you feel your left buttock is quite high, you can place a cushion behind it, beneath it, so that you're nice and straight. If you're more flexible, you might be completely on the floor. Do what is right for you. You're pressing with your fingers on the floor to gently lift up your chest, but you don't want to overdo it. And breathe. You lengthen your right leg with every breath and lengthen the opening of the chest, looking up. Letting the breath do the stretching for you, not forcing. And the affirmation that comes with this posture is, I rise above every thought of the past and the present in the eternal now. I rise above all every thought of the past and present in the eternal now. And then breathe in, lengthen the spine, and you can come down, placing your head on the top of your hands, your forehead, and you can this time let your body roll towards the left so that you're resting on your left thigh, and just relax a moment there. Enjoying the stillness of this moment. And then come back up. Bring your left leg behind. And we'll do the other side. I'll do it looking this way now. Come up into downward facing dog. When you do that, you want to have the inside of your elbows looking forward. Up. And bend your right knee. Bring it close to your right wrist. And relax down. As before, you want to make sure your hips are the same distance. You might need a cushion. You might find that one side of your body is less flexible than the other. That's my case, and that's completely normal. And just use not much pressure on your hands, but enough to just help prop you up. Ensuring your left leg is also nice and toned. Making sure your shoulders are relaxed. And breathe. Abdomen, ribs, and chest, ribs, abdomen. Thoughts may come and go, you just let them wash away. Nothing matters outside your yoga mat. You're just enjoying the eternal now. I rise above every thought of the past and present in the eternal, very pleasant, very peaceful now. And breathe and lengthen the spine, and then go down onto the top of your hands. Let yourself slide towards your right thigh and relax. When you're ready, come up and you can bring your left leg around. And we're now going to do Gomukhasana, the face of light. It might be comfortable to use a cushion or a blanket for this one. And I'll just show you the position. There are a couple of options for this one. So the full position is like this. Now, I realize that this might be a little bit difficult for your hips, so feel free to also be like this, or just be in a seated position so you focus on the arms. Do what feels right for you. So we're going to do the left side first. So to do that, you take your left foot and you bring it close to your right buttocks. And then the other leg goes over. And you might need to sit up a bit before you go back down. In trying to do this, you want to make sure your buttocks are on the same, they're parallel to the floor like this. If it's too much, if it's pulling too much, make adjustments, maybe like this, or seated as I mentioned before. Now bring up the left arm up, it's the same side as the leg that's below. And you bend your knee, your elbow, and you might want to help a little bit. And make a big circle with the other arm so that you try to clasp your hands behind your back. If that's difficult, and it is for many, so don't worry, you can either clasp your t-shirts or you can take a cloth or a kind of belt and hold either side. Again, listen what is right for your body. You never want to force, but what you can feel, you can also just have one hand up, is this opening of the chest. This is the core of this posture, this huge opening. And use your breath to help you open. Again, breathing in the abdomen, ribs and chest. Chest, ribs, abdomen. Making sure your abdomen is tucked in so that your back is nice and long and that your neck is also aligned with the back. And then in this position, you can really feel how your heart, your chest are opening. And that's why its affirmation is free in my heart. I live without fear. Free in my heart. I live without fear. You can come out of the position whenever it feels like you've had enough. Your body knows, listen to it. Or you can stay a couple of more breaths, breathing in where you feel the tension. Breathing in the freedom and the calm. And then release your arms. If it feels right for you, if you're a little bit used to this, you can also do this forward stretch, but very gently for your thighs, just only if you feel this is right. And then relax, release your legs, and come into a comfortable position. It could be with straight legs, for example, and listen for a little moment. Do you feel more space inside? Are things more soft? And now bend your knees again. And we're going to go in the other direction. So again, so your right leg this time, you can take your right ankle, bring your right foot next to the left thigh, and then place your left leg over. And the arm that's on the side of the leg that's below goes up. Bend it. You can help it a little bit like this. Making sure your abdomen's tucked in so that you're not overarching your back. Big circle with your arm. And if the hands can clasp, brilliant. If not, also brilliant. Just take your t-shirt or a belt or a scarf. Trying to make sure that your shoulders are relaxed and open. And if you feel your neck is a bit crooked, maybe release. You want to have your neck aligned with the spine. And breathe in the abdomen, the ribs, the chest. Chest, ribs, abdomen. Opening your heart with every breath. And repeating, telling the cells in your heart and in your whole body, free in my heart, I live without fear. Telling all the little anxious voices in your head, shh, I can't hear you, I am not afraid. And when you want to come out, release your hands. You can stretch your arms a bit like wings. And again, if this feels right for you, bend forward gently. If this is too much, you can just sit up straight. And stretch out your legs. You can wiggle them a little bit. Sit for a moment in silence. Is something more loose inside, more flowing? And we'll now go into our final posture, the candle pose, Sarvangasana. Now for this posture, one thing we suggest in Ananda Yoga, in doing the candle pose or any pose where we're on our shoulder, is to take a blanket and to fold it in a way that you can make a nice cushion for your upper body. And I'll show you how it's positioned, and I'll also show you how to make a variation if the full posture is a little bit too challenging at this stage. This is a position that is best to avoid if you have your menstrual cycle at the moment, and also make sure you take off any necklaces you may have, and that your shirt is tucked in if you're in public, so that it doesn't slide down. So to position the blanket, you basically want to have your shoulders about 5 centimeters below the line of the blanket, and you want to make the blanket quite thick. If you don't have a blanket, you can also hold your mat like this, and you want your elbows to still be on the blanket. This helps protect the cervicals when going into the posture. Let me show you the posture first, and then we go in it together. This is the posture. You shouldn't look towards the screen when you're doing it, because that can hurt your neck. And to go out, we bend. To test if you're ready for this posture, it's good to get your legs up to a 90-degree angle without bending them. This is a good test to know if you have the abdominal strength to do the full posture. If you don't feel so comfortable doing the posture, you can use a wall. And you use a wall by putting yourself more or less such that your buttocks is against the wall. You place the blanket as before, and you use the wall to go up like this. So making sure you're close enough to the wall, and then you can adjust. Maybe put one up and so on. So this may feel like a lot of hassle, but it's a beautiful position, so very much worth it. So I invite you to find the right position, either by the wall, with a blanket, or on your mat. And let's get ready. So shoulders a few centimeters below the line. Elbows are still on the blanket. And then breathe in, bring your legs up. And then with another breath, you're lifting your buttocks up. You can push with your hands. And then you want to bring your hands close to your shoulders and make sure your weight is on the shoulders, not on the neck. And trying to bring your elbows as close to one another as possible. And really tightening the abdomen and the buttocks to be very straight up. And breathe. This position is very relaxing, bringing a lot of the tensions in your body down, down, down to wash them away. Very peaceful sensation should be pervading from your feet all the way into your legs, trunk. And that's why this affirmation is about deep peace coming in. God's peace, God, but in any way that you like to relate to the divine. Something that resonates with you. The affirmation is God's peace now floods my being. Whenever you feel it's time to come out for you, you can do so by bending your knees towards your forehead, placing your hands onto the mat, and very gently rolling down one vertebra at a time, being very, very gentle, very careful. And then bringing the legs down, down, down. And enjoy. You can now stay in this lying down position. I'm going to sit up, but you get to stay because we're going to go into the final relaxation pose. To do that, you want to be lying down on the floor with your feet open up to like the distance of the mat. Your arms are a little bit away from your body with palms facing up. And you relax very deeply. To do that, you can take a double in breath through the nose and tense all the muscles in your body. You're really squeezing, tensing all the muscles in your body as you lie down, and then with a double out breath, you relax all the muscles in your body. Again, double in breath. Tense your muscles, squeeze it, and relax your whole body. One last time, tensing everything, even your face, and relax. Let your body almost melt into the floor. Imagine a ray of golden light entering through the sole of your feet. Magic golden rays that are bringing warmth, space, comfort to every cell in your feet. And the light gently warms itself up into your ankles, into your calves, into your knees, your thighs. Feel how your whole legs are just glowing with this comfortable, comforting, glowing, warm light. It fills your lower abdomen, your buttocks, the whole pelvic area. The light then expands into all your inner organs and all the digestive tract in the stomach, in the diaphragm. It glows up into your chest and heart. Feel this light washing away any shadow, any tension, any contraction or closing in. It's washing away the shadow and bringing you peace and a toned, calm energy. Let it fill your chest and your shoulders, flow down your arms, resting in the palms of your hands and glowing through the tips of each of your fingers. The warm light fills your throat, fills your jaw, your mouth, your cheeks, your nostrils, your eyes. It smooths your forehead from the inside and flows out with your hair. Enjoy the sensation of being filled from toes to top with a deep sense of unshakable peace. Confident and strong in the knowing that you are this peace. Embrace it and let it shine through you. Enjoy it, letting the silence expand this sense of inner deep peace. slowly come back to your body. You can wriggle your toes, your fingers. Take a deep breath and stretch your legs and arms. You can massage your face and your body. When you're ready, you can bring your knees to your chest and roll down on your right flank. Stay there a little moment. And then lift yourself up into a comfortable seated position, keeping your eyes closed for a little moment more. Revisit the intention you set at the beginning of the practice, on the journey we did together. We touched and fed ourselves upon the serenity and strength of the eagle. We let go of the unnecessary weight of our fears. We energized and filled ourselves with joy in the triangle pose. We went into our space of inner safety by bending forward. We rose above all thoughts of the past and present and anchored ourselves in the peace of the eternal now. We opened our heart, affirming that we are free of any fear, and we filled ourselves with divine peace. We can conclude now by chanting 3 Oms as a way of making this sense of inner peace pervade our lives even beyond this practice. To bring lots of energy to that intention, we can rub our hands to make them nice and warm. And then you can open up your palms, keep your eyes closed and visualize yourself or those you love or want to bring comfort to, free of fear, full of joy, and let's chant. Thank you. Thank you all so much.